Hi YouTube, it's Julie. It's been exactly 1 month to today that I've done an update. The last update that I did, I said that I had gained 5 pounds and that I was failing in the regard of sticking to my diet. Where I was failing was that I was being tempted and it felt like beyond what I could bear. Having gone through a bunch of birthdays, probably, I bet there were close to 10 birthday parties that I didn't get to touch a piece of cake or ice cream or pizza or any of the stuff that people were eating. I went to barbecues and couldn't touch any of the food. Went on, rides where there was provided a lunch, and it's usually like a hot dog and chips, and I can't eat any of that stuff. So I was sticking very closely to it, but really feeling wearied that I couldn't stay on it for much longer. We've had some issues. We've had some barriers in the road, and I'm going to try. I made another video where I went 15 minutes and I was ranting and raving and screaming a little bit, so it's probably best that I make another video anyway. So let me just explain some of the background here. We went to the educational class. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know everything that we've been through in this process. It's been almost 4 months now. I should have already had surgery. The reason I haven't had surgery, no one can tell me why. Everything was perfect. I am like the perfect candidate. I have perfect insurance. I did perfectly on my diet. I went to everything that I was supposed to do. There was just some kind of a disconnect where my,
Can I have gloves on my hand?
What kind of gloves?
Body's gloves.
Yeah, I don't care. Sorry. So we went to the supervised weight loss classes. There's a lot of hoops that they have you go through, and I went through every single one of them. Where the disconnect happened was after I had my Psych Eval on September 24th. They reminded me, which I had forgotten, you need to get that nicotine test because we can't get anything going until you get that nicotine test done, and we need to get you on the books to see your surgeon and your nutritionist. That's your next step. And you'll need to do that sometime in October, so that then you can have any tests that he requests done, and you can have your pre-op stuff going on, and get into surgery in sometime in early November, which is what we were on course for, and I had adjusted my life for and around. But nobody at the bariatric clinic would call me back. I called on a weekly basis. I called for my Courtney, my what do they call her? My patient coordinator. She got on the phone one time and she was very angry and nasty because someone walked to, because I was like, she won't come to the phone, she will not call me back. And she's like, the reason why I won't call you back is because you haven't got your nicotine test done yet. I've been calling her saying, hey, I got my nicotine test done, I got my Psych Eval, I did everything I'm supposed to do, when can I get my appointment? So you would think that those calls where I was saying that I was getting everything done would spur something in her to tell her that, wait a minute, this patient thinks that she's getting everything done, I need to tell this patient what we still need. She didn't get the report from the lab blames them, they blame the lab. You need to call right now, as she was her tone. You need to call over there right now and get them to fax it to me because it's pretty important. I need that before we can move on. I was like trying to be very pleasant and treat people the way I want to be treated. I said, yes ma'am, I will call over there as soon as I hang up with you and I will get that information. I waited another week before anybody called me back. Nobody has ever, still to this day, has never called me back. We're in late November now. I should have had my surgery a month ago. I don't know whether this is an act of God and this is like what I prayed about, that, you know, God, you don't want me to have the surgery, I won't have the surgery. I wouldn't think it would come this way. I would think, you know, it would be enough to just give me this feeling of maybe I shouldn't do it. Lead me, guide me kind of thing. But this is like a major roadblock. Maybe I'm supposed to prove how much I want it by fighting for it. I don't know. So I called the insurance contact, Melissa, left a message on her voicemail, and she never called me back. I didn't call the dietitian or the fitness specialist because I didn't think they had any input into anything. Finally, after I left a message on their Facebook page, they still didn't call me back. And then they replied to that very public post about how unprofessional they are. They replied to that with, here's an email address, contact us at this email address and we will have someone call you, which I did. I sent 2 emails. Within 24 hours, no one called me. So I waited another couple hours, nobody called me. I was really getting livid at this point. I thought, you know, at this point, I don't even want surgery from you people because I can't trust that if I'm on the table, you won't, you know, I don't know what. I can't trust my health with these people. I've had previous experiences. I had my daughter at Clarion North. It was just a wonderful experience. I went ahead and chose all of my doctors with this medical group, hoping that, you know, if something needed to be done, I could get it done at that hospital because it's just it's known to be a superior hospital. It's the best of the best. And that's why I chose it. And everything was wonderful up until this point. They were very supportive and good up until this point. But something happened once I got put into the hands of Courtney and Melissa. And then I asked to speak to a supervisor who didn't call me back. I don't know if I mentioned that point. And then on the Facebook page, I left a message. And on an email, I left a message. And nobody ever called me back until I got nasty. I called and I got somebody live and I got nasty. Not cussing or screaming or anything, but I was angry and I was like, you did this to me. And she's like, oh, okay, well, slow down, let me look at your file. Oh, it looks like you've done every single thing we've asked you to do. All this needs is Courtney's signature. Let me call you back. Okay, I've got Courtney's signature on this, and I went ahead and sent your insurance through. It looks like your insurance pays 100%. So we can get you in next week. No problem. That really ticked me off royally because all of this time, that's all they had to do. All this time I'm wondering, what did we do wrong? Did we not pay a bill we were supposed to pay? What? And then for me, this is like I lost 100 pounds and I'm holding up the end of a Buick and somebody says, oh, can't you hold that another 15 minutes? You already held it for 15. And I'm like, no, my fingers are bleeding at this point. I can't hold it on my own strength anymore. I've ran out of strength. That is why people go to weight loss clinics, to bariatric centers, because they are at the end of their ropes. They have tried everything else. They have ran out of their own strength. It is a desperate move just to go to these people. And then for them to dump you like this. For 2.5 months, I've tried to call them and no one will call me back. No one has enough respect for me to even communicate with me. Even when I ask to speak to supervisor and go to other links like Facebook pages and emails. You would think at that point they would realize that there's some kind of disconnect. We need to take care of this patient. I don't know if my money is no good with them. I don't know if it's some kind of like they looked in my file and they saw something in my Psych Eval they didn't like or what. But or if it's some act of God. I know there are people who've been praying against me having surgery. Maybe those people have gotten their wish. Maybe they will like to see me in a double wide casket. So that's all I have. I'm angry. I don't know where I go from here. Do I give up? Which I'm now in a size 20 again. I was in a size 18. I did give up in October 31st. after a month and a half of trying to call them, not calling you back, not getting any responses, even the supervisor, I was like, I'm not going to be able to have it. And I was out of strength. I'm out of strength. And having starved for 3 months, my kids went and got all their candy for Halloween, and I ate most of their candy. And for that, there's a special place in hell for me. But this is no good. This is no good at all. I don't know what to do at this point. What do I do? I don't have any strength of my own left. I need help, or I wouldn't have went here. I knew I was out of strength in August when I went here. I'd already lost all the weight I could lose on my own. I needed help to keep going, or I was going to gain it back and yo-yo like I always do. Always yo-yoing. So that's all I have. I hope this is less than 10 minutes so I can put it on. And I'd like some advice from someone. Do I keep my appointment with my surgeon and go and hope and pray that they're still going to take care of me? Doubtful. Or do I go to a different clinic and start all over again in this process, which I don't even know if I have the strength to do that. I've been dieting since January. It's hard. Climb Mount Everest, and then somebody's like, oh, do it again. You did it once, you can do it again. Do it again now. I just did that. I don't have the strength to do it, to turn around, go to the bottom, and then go back up. I can't do that. Maybe in another 5 years I can climb Mount Everest again, but I can't climb Mount Everest right now. I'm out of strength. My knees won't hold me anymore. So, I don't know if anybody's going to understand that. If you've lost 100 pounds several times before in your life, you might. If not, you probably won't. So, thanks for watching. I hope everyone else is having a better time than I am. Or maybe I'm just cursed by God to carry this bane of my existence called obesity, and the stigma that is attached to it for the rest of my life. So I'm pretty depressed and angry and upset and lost in life completely. So that's where I'm at. Not very positive. Sorry about that. So thanks. God bless. Please, I'm open to advice, because I got nothing at this point. Got nothing. So thanks. Bye.